Welcome back to my channel. Oh Lord, my name is Chineye Boyo. I need to get used to this. I'm just so overwhelmed with the fact that my last video was so well. I had so many warm compliments and go girl kind of thing, and I love it. So this is I'm back today, my second video today, to talk about again what I love, my career, HR. So today we're gonna be focusing more on the theme today is gonna be career clarity and strategy. So we're really going to be speaking a lot on resumes. Why are you not getting that feedback from the hiring manager? Also, how to ace interviews with confidence and career mistakes that I might have made and I don't want you to make. Another thing I'm going to be talking about today is how to position yourself as a newcomer in Canada. So let's dive into it. I just wanted to remind you that we're a very small community that is devoted to giving you very good content. Like content you're going to benefit from, information you're going to be excited about. So please, I'm begging you, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell so you will make sure you don't miss any information that we are going to be sharing on this channel. So, how to write a resume in Canada. The first thing I said we're going to talk about is how to write a resume that works in Canada. I find that I've seen a lot of resumes here in Canada that, especially immigrants, they are so excited. They are so excited about making sure that it looks aesthetically pleasing. Trust me, nobody really cares about that. You can have a resume that is not beautiful but well written, well formatted, and you will still land that interview before someone who is more focused on how beautiful is my resume. Does that make sense? So first, you want to make sure that your fonts are aligning. You want to make sure that you're using the right format that will be accepted by every applicant tracking system in Canada. So your resume, you should focus more on a resume that is going to be acceptable by all applicant tracking systems. And in my experience, I've seen that those ones that you're focusing a lot on, you're focusing so much on how beautiful it looks, doesn't usually pass through most applicant tracking systems, right? So when you're writing your resume, first make sure that the fonts are aligning, make sure that it portrays or it puts the information you want to be known for out there. And also make sure that your words, your sentences are correct. Because, for example, if it's a role that has to do with someone who pays attention to detail, and I'm looking at your resume, you miss some punctuation marks or you don't even write your cover letter properly, I will say this person is not going to do well on the job. And I'm in my right to say that as a recruiter. So to be honest, we're not as brutal as HR professionals. We are still human and we still have compassion, but certain things just set you apart for certain roles. And you want to make sure that it's well written, properly punctuated, and well structured. And something you don't know that I want to tell you today is that a lot of the time we see that AI is doing most of the resume screening and reviews right now. I've consulted for businesses, I've worked for organizations where they don't even have to see your resume. Boom, auto declined. Not because you're not good at the job, not because you don't know what you're saying or doing, but just because we have to streamline the applicant pool just to make sure we have the group of people that is more focused on what we want, right? There are certain automations, certain things that you would just realize that you wouldn't even know. 3 days after you've applied, you wouldn't even know a rejection email. So I'll say maybe this has to be an entirely different video, AI and recruitment, because I'm seeing a lot of AI things out there, but I'm going to get into it later. But there are some applicant tracking systems out there right now that can detect an AI written resume, an AI written cover letter, and can tell that it wasn't done by a human being. It might have all of the keywords, it might have all of the qualifications, but we can tell sometimes. Maybe something you shouldn't know, but I'm letting you know. Sometimes we can tell. So another reason to book Positarial consult. But again, this is me being serious. You need to, even though whatever you want to do with AI, just still make sure you add the human touch to it, just so you can make sure that it goes through the applicant tracking system and it's not being caught that something is off, or the same AI that wrote it doesn't detect AI written resumes, if that makes sense. So this is going to be a new video that I will have to break it down, but today I'm just summarizing high level what to expect, what you should be looking out for when you're writing your resume. Also, the next thing I want to talk about today is why you're not hearing back from recruiters. I feel like it's not fair for a recruiter not to reach out to a candidate. I personally try to add that touch to it to make sure that you get your feedback regardless, even though you're successful or you're not. Even though we're going to just put you in the pool, whatever or wherever you are in the hiring, however successful you've become in the process, I want to give you that feedback, especially if I've had a conversation with you, maybe a phone screen or an interview. I try personally to make sure you get that feedback, right? And I think most organizations are ensuring people get that feedback. But one reason you might not be hearing back from a recruiter is just maybe you were among the group of people who have used AI or who have, for some weird reason, not represented themselves properly, and you're not, or maybe sometimes we've seen a lot in this HR field. Maybe you've claimed a certification you don't even have because there are certain ways to verify this. Maybe you've not really put in the right contact information sometimes, because I've seen people reach out to us 2 months after the job is closed and, oh, hi, I applied to this job and I haven't heard back. I'm really interested and all of that. Is beautiful. And then you look, and then this was one of the shortlisted candidates, but they put in a wrong phone number when they were applying, or they put in a wrong email address when they were applying. And for some reason, they were not reachable. Or you were called and you didn't answer the call. So we recruiters also do get ghosted. Sometimes we also don't even hear back from candidates. They're going to be like, I want to think about this and I'll get back to you. Or sometimes they don't even take your calls. So we get ghosted as well. Just so we are not the only ones who ghost. Candidates ghost us for whatever reason they do. So another thing I want to touch on is how to ace your interviews with confidence. The key word there is confidence, not overconfidence, so that you now maybe be feeling like you're the best in the world for the role. No, that's not what I mean. How to ace your interview with confidence and still humility. Should I say confidence with a sprinkle of humility? So you want to let the hiring managers, the recruiters know that you're the best person for the role, right? Try to use present tense, not future tense. Not I will, or no, maybe not say I believe I can do this. I believe if given the chance I can do this. No, he said I can do this. I can deliver the results you want. I can, not I think, I believe, I feel. No, I can, I know, I have done it, I can do it. That is what you want to be using when you're going for those interviews. And also add that sprinkle of humility in the way that you ask for feedback. Let them know that you're teachable, you want to learn and grow, depending on what type of role you're applying to. I've seen people lose out on roles because they're applying for a managerial role and they are looking like they can't even survive on their own. So you want to make sure that you are applying for a managerial role and you're showing the track record of being a manager, being able to manage, being able to guide, being able to train and lead, not just because you want to lead, and also be a good team player. So that's something I feel like you want to, certain characteristics you need to demonstrate depending on what the role is. So now I want to talk about career mistakes I have made, both home and abroad. Career mistakes that I have made and I don't want you to make. Basically, cultures differ, right? You want to be as flexible as you can be, when you're getting into a new workplace, right? Unless you're tired of the work. And I feel like if you're tired of a job, this advice is different. But I feel like when you get into a new workplace, I know that you need to portray yourself in a certain way that will make you stand out, that will make sure that you're the go-to girl. So first and foremost, small talks, but it's small but mighty. Try and make sure you engage in those small talks unless you're tired. It can be overwhelming, especially as an introvert, but just see it as part of your job. Just see it as what you need to do to earn your pay, because I find that here in Canada, a lot of people love to have those small conversations, know a little bit more about you. What are you up to? What are you about? I find that a lot of people want to know that. So I would say small talk is small but mighty talk. So make sure you engage in those. When you're in a meeting, try to have conversations, try to give your opinions, no matter how silly or foolish you think they sound. I think in the earlier stages of my career, I find that I don't want to talk in meetings, right? Lord, should I open my mouth now and say rubbish? What's going to come out of my mouth? Am I going to look like I don't know my job? Am I that imposter syndrome? Oh Lord. I wouldn't even say I'm gone past it. Sometimes it still comes. Especially, I'm not even going to underestimate the fact that it comes sometimes when maybe you're overwhelmed with life, or you don't like your job, or it could come up for so many different reasons. But there was the one time my manager gave me the feedback. He was like, you want to, this was a few years ago. He was like, I think you have a lot of very brilliant ideas. When I have my one-on-one with you, you give me so many ideas and perspectives I have never thought about. You're very smart. I know why I hired you, but you need to be a little more vocal in meetings. That was when I was like, dang, dang, dang. I'm grateful to God that I had a manager who was willing to and happy to see me grow and succeed. That is very rare. If you find that, hold it tight, because that manager gave me that feedback and I ran with it. I was, as far as I'm here, as far as I still love this job, you're definitely gonna hear me speak up more. That was the one call I needed to dismiss that imposter syndrome. You'd be like, oh, my accent. Sometimes when I talk, they're like, what are you saying? I don't hear you. I can't understand you. Oh, wow. The Igbo side of me just came out. No! Speak English how? Even that means anything. Speak the language. If it's this dialect, if it's your Igbo dialect, if it's your any dialect, just speak that dialect. The world will be alright. Please. If you can intentionally tweak it to what they can understand, if you can help them, fine. You don't see a lot of immigrants doing that. I don't want to call certain nationalities, but there are some nationalities here in Canada that you wouldn't even find. They don't even care. They don't even care what you think. They don't even care what if you hear them or not. They're just speaking English how they know how to, and they are moving on. Try to figure it out. That's why it's a diverse country. It's called diversity and inclusion for a reason. It's a diverse country. So you need to be intentional and try to understand everyone as much as you can. I'm just giving a little snippet here and there about future conversations in depth. But if you don't remember anything today, remember small talks are small but mighty talk, and contribute as much as possible in meetings, in conversations. Another thing is socialize, try. Sometimes I know at some point in my life I didn't even have the social battery to socialize, but I find that is not good. You want to be able to socialize, give. It's hard. I won't even lie. It's hard, especially being an introvert. Sometimes I feel like I'm an introvert. I feel like I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. Maybe I should call myself an introverted extrovert. So having conversations with people, actual people, stresses me out sometimes. But I would say for free, don't be like me. Make sure you are able to socialize, not just that two friends in the office. Make sure you, as much as possible, you try to have conversations with other people, not just within your team, outside the team. Try to help grow your social battery. I don't know if that means anything, but it's only going to get better with intentionality. That's just what I have to say. So as much as you can, socialize. So as a newcomer in Canada, the first thing I would say you should try to do is attend newcomer events, newcomer forums, listen to people who were once newcomers like yourself and try to learn from their mistakes. I was once a newcomer. I still consider myself a newcomer, even though I'm a citizen right now. I'm barely 5 years in this country. So I can tell you for free, I'm still a newcomer. I'm still very much a newcomer. So, as much as you can, try to find out the mistakes others made. I'm one person that I don't like to make the mistakes people around me have made. I don't think it's wise to fall into the same trap people before you have fallen into. So I like to seek counsel from people I know that have done it before and people I know that have my best interest at heart, most importantly, because you don't want to get or seek counsel for people that really don't care about you. So try to seek counsel from people you know that genuinely care. Sometimes you don't know, but that is why when you're receiving the advice, you should learn to sieve. You should learn to do your own research. You should learn to ask your own questions. It's not just because A said you should do this, you run with it. No. Even me, sometimes if I tell you something, ask, sieve, but trust me that I'm giving you information that is verified, trusted, and something that I have done for people. You can find me on Budgetary Consult on Instagram. So I will say I have helped people navigate Canadian work culture. It is not rocket science, right? But sometimes you can only get advice from people who have done it or people who are doing it. So I think that comes to the end of this YouTube video. This is my second YouTube video. So expect more podcasts, live stories, shorts, live events. Expect more. It's coming. So let me do this closing again. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. I'm so happy to give you more content. Encourage your girl. Please, I need encouragement. This is an introvert trying to come out of her shell to give you content and give you information and help the world at large. So please, Ejo, Biko, help this channel grow. Again, it is your girl, Career and Life Conversations with Chi, and I am signing out today from my second YouTube video. I'm so excited. Bye.